Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and going to keep moving on with rocks. What else is new? There's gonna be a lot of episodes, I think, on this, as I keep saying, and yeah, we just have to keep getting stuff to work. So I believe I said that the next thing is find all mockable methods. Okay, so I think there is a method already called get mockable constructors. Actually, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I'm going to need mockable properties, mockable methods, mockable events, and mockable constructors. Mocking the world, as we like to call it here. I do believe, though, that there is no constructor. Yeah, there's just there'll probably be an I method symbol. Constructors. And we'll want to copy and say constructors like that. And then this dot constructors is equal to immutable. And there we go. And then we also want to go back into the mock information test to make sure that we are including stuff for completeness sake. Okay. Anyway, back to methods. Okay. So we need to do something to say get all mockable methods. So if this is an interface, we get the methods, or it's external. I don't know what it is. Extern is, that's an extension method I apparently made, or it's virtual. We get a list of those, otherwise we get a list of those. Methods equals a hash set of mockable results, where special name virtual final. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Can't be seen by mock assembly. See, this is the other thing I was thinking about. My wife and I went on a walk this afternoon is when I was generating the types for rocks, they were existing in their own assembly. And so you had this kind of weird thing where if I had a interface within, and now because an interface is in C#8, they have all, they have a lot more flexibility. Or even if you had an abstract type, if you had something internal as a virtual method, could you see it or not? I don't remember, but because you weren't in the same type, I think we had to do this weird thing to say internal is visible to and all this stuff. You don't have those restrictions anymore because you're in this assembly that the tests are. So if you had the interface defined in another project, well, then yeah, it's the same thing. I get, it doesn't, because unless you have an interface or the type is defined within the same project, then things open up slightly. But that's, I think, an edge case. That's actually not as common. Okay. So what do we want to do this? I think we want to copy kind of the same thing here. We want to say, what did I just do? I meant to say add new folder extensions. And we want to put in here I type symbol extensions. Okay. And I like making things public usually. Public static immutable array of I methods symbols get mockable methods on a this I type symbol self. Okay, so the way that we do this is extremely complicated. God. Var methods is equal to immutable array, create builder I method symbol. And then we will eventually return methods to immutable. Okay. Now here we want to say self is interface. You wouldn't do that now, would you? hash code. Okay, members type. Type members. That's not what I wanted. Interfaces. Gets a set of interfaces of this type directly implements. That's not what we want. It's going to be abstract, I think, by his definition. Is extern. Well, I had something here I thought that was saying is extern, but I had to do that myself, right? Yeah. And that was on the methods themselves. Type kind. Champion. Okay, so we know it's an interface. So then can we do add? That will add 1. Can we say add range? Oh, this is getting the, okay. You gotta love it when you'd love to be able to get the semantic model from the symbol, but you can't because it might not exist. Okay, I get it. Shoot. There was a pause there. The pause is I get what I'm doing here, which is I'm making sure that like get hash code, toString, those methods exist, except on an interface, because an interface, everything derives from object, but an interface doesn't actually have those because it's just an interface. So what I'm trying to make sure is that I include the method from those methods from object. So I think what I'm going to need to say here is semantic model. I don't think I can do this without. Okay. So model get type info. Yeah, but syntax node, selector group. No, that's not what I want. I want oh, for God's sakes. Okay. No, I was being stupid. No, I'm still being stupid. I'm being hugely stupid. I'm being completely stupid. What am I trying to find here? There, that's the get type by metadata name. Yeah. I want it off of the compilation. That took forever. Come on. Gets the type within the compilations assembly and all reference assembly. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'd love to. I get why. Okay. I get it. I get it. Clear all these out. Full name. There's probably a quicker way to do this, but what I want to say here is not that. Holy crap. Is to say type of object get methods. Okay. object symbol, give members, where kind is equal to a method. Okay. And is extern, because I'm doing that here, although I don't know why. So it's either an extern or it's virtual. Okay. Maybe I don't even need to do this. Okay, so that gets me that. That does the where, and then we can say cast to I method symbol. And now we close that off. And of course you're going to yell because you're like, I don't know if I know you. Okay. Otherwise, okay, so we wouldn't have to do anything here. If that, then we do this. And we can clean this up a little bit. Making sure object methods like get hash code and toString are in the list. Okay, because in the subclass you could actually extend it. Okay, that's the first part. Oh, I forgot. Because if I, yeah, really bugs, I get that they're saying when you're public and if you're trying to enforce nullability, that you want to make sure that anything that could be calling it is not going to pass in a null. But while I understand that, it's also a little annoying because though the only place you're ever going to find this is from mock information. That's the only place that we would ever actually, now that I think about it, hold on. That's going to give an immutable array back. So I think we're going to say this dot type get mockable methods. And we don't actually need to do this. Okay. Except we need to pass in the compilation, which is what we don't have. Compilation. Okay. So I'm going to say this dot compilation. No. Compilation is equal to compilation. Yes, do me the read-only property. Except it's going to be private. Okay. There you go. And I'm actually getting sick of looking at it like this. Type this dot model, this dot compilation is equal to, not a pointer, model compilation. Okay. Because I personally think that looks cleaner. Okay. So now we don't need methods there. We're going to pull it from that, but we need to pass in the compilation. This dot compilation. Now, if we have the compilation, but we don't know from its syntax tree. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Back to this. Now you're not going to bark at me. I wanted to say another B word, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. So now we get a hash set. And the reason we do a hash set is because Well, you know what? Couldn't we just say immutable? Is there yeah, there is a mutable hash set. So why don't we just do that? Immutable hash set. But then we can say here to immutable array. Oh, you can't do that? Oh, there's only... Well, that's... That's unfortunate. Yeah, this is where I wish I would have over that. I could just for each. Well, yeah, it's just whatever. I know you're like, Jason, what are you talking about? For each var object method in object symbols that methods.add object method. 6 cents, 1/2 dozen of the other. Okay. So now the next thing we do is we get all the methods with their public, non-public, and instance, where they're not a special name, they are virtual, they are not final, and objects methods does not have that. And then the declaring thingy-majiggy. Okay, so I think the first thing we want to do is say for each var self method, I love that, on self dot get. I wish it was like methods. Like I get that there's a members. I just wish where kind is equal to symbol kind method. Okay, so we got that. Public and non-public. You know, that's just wonderful. And I think it's accessibility is equal to, there is no public or non-public. It's either, we're going to say public for now, but I know that's not entirely correct. And is special. That doesn't help. Name is just a string, isn't it? Yeah. What does it mean? Is special name gets a value indicating whether it's a method that has a special name. Yeah, there's. Let's F1 and get no help at all. Yep, off to this. This example shows the use of is special name to filter internal or private members out of a list. All display methods declared in this type also filter out any method with special names because these cannot be generally called by the user. That is, their functionality is usually exposed in other ways. For example, property gets, yeah. So like a special name is get underscore something because that's usually, what am I doing here? Because that's usually, yeah, I get what that's doing, but is there a way to say can be referenced by name? Returns true if the symbol can be referenced by its name and code. I wonder if that's because, yeah, like your name, like for example, if you had a field that had that weird backing name field, you can't I think technically reference that in code, but it's a valid name. Maybe that's what they're getting at. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Has unsupported det. Is abstract, is definition, gets values. The symbol is the original definition, is extern, is implicitly declared, and does not have an explicit corresponding source code definition. Yeah, I think this is also going to be a, yeah, we know what that is. Language locations, metadata name. Yeah, display parts, space name, blah, 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 blah. I don't really know if that's going to get us what we have to be careful for about that. So is virtual and is final is not sealed. I think that's what it's basically getting at, because following this example plays false for is final, which might lead you to think that my method is overridable. The code prints false even though my method is not marked virtual and thus cannot be overridden. If the virtual method is marked final, it can't be overridden in derived classes. The overridden virtual method can be marked final using the seal keyword in C#, blah, 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 blah. The method can also be marked final implicitly by the compiler. For example, a method might be defined as non-virtual in your code, but it implements an interface method. The common language method. Therefore, the compiler marks the method virtual final. You can use this property in conjunction with is virtual to determine if a method is overridable. Well, why don't you just, wouldn't that be really nice is if I had something like is override? Yeah, but that's not the same thing. I don't know if this is actually exactly what I'm looking for, but we're going to find. We don't care about this because it's a hash set, so I don't care. I don't think, because it would just add it again. And declaring type assembly can be seen by mock assembly. What does that mean? Is public, is private, is family or assembly generator. Is it public or family or assembly, or it's not private and internals visible attribute exists on the assembly, where the assembly name is equal to the assembly name, any. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. I get that I need to do this. Yeah, I get the declared accessibility part is simple in the sense that I know if it's that or that or that or that. But then I have to look, like, what did I do here? That is the method on that. But then it's looking at the assembly. Declaring type assembly, yeah. So you need to look at the declaring assembly and let's see, self.declaring. That's the type itself, containing assembly attributes. Yeah, so we could do it. We could actually do it. So, but I'm running short on time on this one as well. But this is one of those things, again, that each one of these is going to be a slow step, and writing tests and writing tests and writing tests. And then eventually getting to the point where we can actually generate code. But we got to make sure that this stuff is working correctly. There will be a moment, and it might be 2, 5, 10 episodes from now, where I'm going to raise my hands because I'm finally going to have something that's mockable, have the setups, and actually do a verify. Okay, it's always going to be these baby steps. So this is a baby step. You know, it's just going to take more time to keep doing this stuff. But I haven't gotten frustrated yet. That's a famous last phrase. I'm sure in some future episode with this, something's going to drive me nuts and I'm not going to be able to figure out. But we're going to move on from this point. I feel okay-ish right now. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.